since we had a holiday turnaround Tuesday is tomorrow. So I want to start off with dollar follow through, dollar strength follow through, and looking at the euro right here. Euro down 31 pips compared to cable, really getting hit hard. I think a lot of it is what's happening with the political fallout from you know whose files. But it's my contention that there still could be one more rally in euro. The reason I'm choosing euro over cable is euro pound. So if you trade the euro and the pound, you have to have a sense of direction of where it could possibly go. And this still looks to me like it favors the upside in euro pound, which makes euro, when you're bearish the dollar, your preferred long. And when you're bearish the dollar, bullish the dollar, it makes the pound your preferred short. So taking a little stab at it here, right here at this price, risking about 65 pips. It's my contention that we won't take out this low. I'm wrong if we do that. See, cable's already done that, or about to. And that I'm not looking for an explosion, but just one more rally attempt up towards the 120 level, which could be about 160 pips. So that's the one I want to be long in case this dollar bounce that we're getting right here over the last few days and last week. It just looks like a strange rally to me. It doesn't have the kind of shape, but it could go. I just think that there might be a surprise. We're getting overbought, that we could still have one more shot to the downside in the Dixie. So we'll see. I'm playing it through euro. Now, Canada as well really basically nailed the bottom last week. Made some money, got out, and didn't have the patience to stay with it. I don't think Canada's going to make a new low. If it does, there's something wrong with it. I'm looking for 143. The big test will be for Canada. I'm looking for the potential of one more high in Aussie. Made money being short last week, and I think there's a possibility this is actually the strength against the dollar for one more push up, maybe all the way to 72. So, looking for maybe 150 pips in euro, maybe 150 pips to the upside in Aussie. And when Aussie gets to 72, check out Canada, see where it's at. If it's not making a new low, it's a buy. We continue to get a sell-off in the metals. Where 48 was really my number down here for it to hold, and silver is still under pressure. I've been warning about it. The reason being, I thought that the gold-silver ratio was going to continue up, that we would get one more rally above these highs for 3, and that's a possibility. So I'm not ready to go ahead and buy the metals here on this down day. Platinum, similar situation. Maybe we're holding here. Just don't see anything that compelling for me to want to do until I see the gold silver ratio top. So here's your support levels coming up, the 70 level, 70 and a half level here in silver. And if we get through that, then we're talking about perhaps a retest of the lows, which would also be, a third drive if we take it out. So I think that the silver bulls had their day. And while you're looking at this parabolic move to the upside, which we had, right? And the aftermath, I want to point something out to you that could be a harbinger for one of the strongest groups that really has held up well during this market correction and this risk off that we've had. and that would be Micron. So let's look at where we put Micron. It'll be there somewhere. There we are, down about $5. But see that parabola right there? Look at this. That's a parabola too. So, we're on the verge of this, maybe having the same kind of aftermath that silver did. Shorter term, I could make a case for 280, but I'd be real careful up here. I think this is, it even looks more extreme than silver did before the top because silver went from what, 20 to 120, that was sixfold, and Micron went from 40 to 400, tenfold. So, there's a lot of people piled into this one. And when it starts closing beneath the 9 week, there could be some problems. So I wanted to share that with you. And yeah, the rest of the market, MAG's made new lows. Here you go. Here's SMH. It's still, it looks a lot like Micron. So we'll see what's going to happen if we get a turning point. We have an eclipse tomorrow. So there could be some turning points. Maybe it's going to be a low in the market. Maybe it's going to be a low in the metals. Maybe it's going to be um, a high in Micron. So whatever direction the markets are going into this eclipse tomorrow, one day on either side of it, um, look for some potential turning points in that. Oil, looks like a kind of a bull flag. It's the same thing. We're in this range. I think you could move your bull bear line up to 59. If you're bullish, you don't want to see WTI back under 59. Still could be a buy at 60 if it pulls back here, but you don't want to see a daily and for sure a weekly close under this consolidation in crude. We're actually getting a breakout in the breakout in wheat is being tested, and let's see, maybe it's going to negate it. I bought some. I'm trying it here on this pullback. We'll see if if it's just intraday negating it. Trendline breakouts aren't as important to me as formation breakouts. So we'll see what happens here in the wheat and just giving it a shot here. But I really would like to see it close back over 46. If the breakout was a signal and it negates it, it might be right to get out of the way and see if there's another decline coming in grains. So it probably doesn't upset the long-term pattern that we have here, like on the weekly, or even the daily, where this could be the first wave and then we get a pullback to 530. But I have to say that we were, right now it looks like a failed breakout. So pay attention with your wheat positions into the close. You want to see it regain this breakout. And I think that's about all there is to cover that I'm paying attention. Oh, yeah, here's another one that has become pretty parabolic. And I'd be careful with Costco up here. There's the daily, here's the 4 hour. We're diverging up here. I'll pop up in a second. See, in fact, it's a second divergence. Looks like a 3 drive to me. So if you're long, you book something at least. And if you're an aggressive trader, you're looking for a top. People during the sell-off in tech piled into things like Walmart and Costco discount stores as safe havens. That's what they rotated into. So be careful with those. And if the market recovers, maybe they're going to rotate out of them again. So just a technical pattern here tells me that I wouldn't be long. And I do want to touch on Bitcoin. I still think the low is in Bitcoin from last week, and it's done nothing really to disprove it. The 60,000 low, I know we're lower today, but this low still stands. The only thing I don't like about it is the confirmed low. But there are so many bears after a 50% decline in price that I don't think this was enough to work it off. So I'd be a buyer. Maybe this is an A, B, and we get a C, maybe down to, just undercut this low a little bit at 64, and then you could risk the lows. Um, but I'd be playing this for another wave to the upside. As I said on Maggie shows, and I believe here, that people are interpreting this, and I could see why, as a head and shoulders top. So initially, if we get a rally, that's where you want to book some Bitcoin up there around 83K. So I have a great interview tomorrow. I have Jim Carroll. If you're interested in the VIX, and it's more than just the VIX, people who trade that derivative and related derivatives to the VIX can get insight into what's happening under the surface of the market by term structure, etc. So if you want to learn about the VIX, I have Jim Carroll, whose handle is on X at the Vixologist. So that'll be at 10:30 a.m. EST tomorrow. Check out Jim Carroll if you want to learn about the VIX and how you could help manage your portfolio with perhaps his VIXometer, which is a proprietary indicator he has for VIX. So everyone have a great day. Tomorrow's the eclipse. So pay attention to that. And then, we have that big date all the astro people are talking about on the 20th. It's a conjunction that hasn't happened in 6,000 years. I wonder what that'll bring to my screen. So the link that we have here to Discord is good. It won't expire anymore. You could, you could go to my profile on X and you'll see I have the link there that's going to take you to the room. And there's plenty going on there. See, except we have 776 in a couple months. That's not bad. So this is good. The link. Take a look at what's happening inside our community. There's lots of Mike really prepares traders for the stock market on Sunday night with upgrades, downgrades. Here I'm posting some of my trades as well. Members are also posting over the weekend. As you can see, Mike has here's Trade Journal. Okay. See, here's members. Here's Hugo. So it's free. The reason it's free and we don't sell subscriptions is that we're sponsored by TradeView. So we're not going to be selling subscriptions. If you like what happens in the room and you want to say thank you, you can open an account with TradeView. They have some of the really outstanding platforms. Ask Mike, and you can't be a U.S. citizen. So check out TradeView markets. It doesn't cost anything to transfer, and you're trading anyway. So that could be a way to support the project. So the owner knows that TradeGateHub was a great idea to support a community and that he'd be rewarded by people deciding to check out TradeView markets for their trading. And you could trade everything there: currencies, CFDs, equities, everything, crypto. So check them out. And I'll see you tomorrow for the interview with Jim Carroll. And remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings, and see you in the room.